What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, okay, making their debut on the channel tonight, we have Gravel. Yes, indeed. How about that? Gravel making their debut on the channel. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to do all the clicks and the likes and the bibbity-boobity bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Mr. K, and Mr. K wanted to see me react to this song by Gravel called Stone Yard. Now, have I heard the song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard the song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, hang on, I recognize this song, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This was posted by Draven65, okay? And the video has 362 views. Yeah, not gonna get you there, sorry. No, listen, I'm sure the song is fine. I'm sure the video's fine. I'm just saying, 362 views, it's not gonna get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Gravel, Stone Yard. That's all I got. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Something's happening in the drumming. It's not lining up. I can't tell. Either, okay, one or two things are happening here, and I'm not sure which one it is. I think it's the kick. I think the kick is coming in just a tiny bit behind on the downbeat. I feel like I suspect, and what I'm feeling is the kick is dragging just ever so slightly. Like, we're talking about a hair or two behind the actual downbeat, but it is noticeable. It's barely there, but it is noticeable. it's either the kick is behind, and that's what I think it is, or the snare is ahead. I'm not sure which one it is. It's either the snare's rushing or the kick is dragging. I'm not sure which one it is, but I will say it's consistent. It's happening every single time. So maybe that's being done on purpose. It's possible. It's possible. Why you would do that, I don't know. Because I'm telling you right now, as a bass player, that I'm hitting it. I'm hearing it. I'm definitely hearing it. It's one of those things that just kind of gives you the heebie-jeebies. Like it's not affecting the song as a whole. Like it's not affecting the song to the point where everybody's being affected by it. As a matter of fact, guitars and bass are locked in with each other, and they're right on point. They sound really good too. It's almost as if the guitar and bass are ignoring the drums. It's what it almost sounds like. I don't know. I don't know why that's happening. I don't know how that's happening. Maybe it's intentional. Maybe it's not. But it is noticeable. It's definitely noticeable. Let's keep going here.
Well done. When the stone remains, I've been gone. Moving on won't leave a scar. My next stop, the stone yard.
Maybe it's the snare dragging. No.
Take the strength of 10.
I'm digging the guitars and I'm digging the bass. I mean, they're absolutely locked in with each other. I wonder, this is going to sound really silly, but I mean, wouldn't be the first time I've heard of this happening. I wonder if they recorded bass and guitar first and then had the drummer come in to lay down his part. I wonder. Don't ask, okay, do not ask me why bands do that. I have no explanation for that. Why in the world would you lay down guitar and bass first and then lay down the drums? I honestly have no explanation as to why bands would think like that and why bands would do that, but I know for a fact there have been bands that have done that. Maybe that's what these guys did. You just made your drummer's life a lot harder. Because now, rather than establishing the tempo and establishing the feel for himself, he now has to follow what has been done before him and try to build and set up something around the guitar and bass. That makes drummers' lives 10 times harder. It really does. So maybe that's what happened here. It is a possibility. I hope that's not the case. No, but guitars and bass sound great moving forward. I mean, they're really steady, really, really steady. The vocals, I'm getting like a hybrid feel from this vocalist. Like I'm getting, now, call me crazy, but I'm getting a feel like a hybrid between Lane Staley from Alice in Chains and Kurt Cobain from Nirvana. I'm getting kind of a hybrid between the two. And it's working. It's really working. His vocals are fitting the mood and tone of this song really well. the feel of the song too. My only real gripe is the drumming. And then, like I said, that very well could be intentional. It could be. I don't know why you would want to do that, but it is possible, you know? Anyway, let's keep going here.
Good man, the day is long. Tired of walking. Is there no end? I was wrong.
See, it was behind there, but there was on the downbeat, right there. Ever so slightly behind again.
Moving on won't leave a scar. My next star.
That was nice. That little double time section there, that was nice.
Yard.
It's behind again. Ever so slightly late. But now it's on time right there. It's just the inconsistencies more than anything. It's like 3/4 of the time it's right on. It's right that the kick is right there on the downbeat. 75 to 80% of the time, but there's also that 25 to 20% where it's ever so slightly late. You know what I mean? And it's just like It's just inconsistent. It sounds like we have a guitar solo here, possibly. So let me back up a little bit. And let's see where it goes.
Forget the pain. Won't forget the song. Has a nighttime fades a day. We're all done.
I like the chorus. The chorus is really growing on me. Like I never had a problem with the chorus when it happened the first time. I was like, okay, yeah, there's the chorus. That makes sense. But the more I listen to it, like the more often, like this is our third time through the chorus now, third or fourth time through the chorus, and each time it feels like the chorus is impacting me more. Like it's having more of an effect on me, and I'm digging the chorus without question. The hook of the song. Without question. Let's finish this out and we'll get to the review.
Moving on stone yard.
Not a bad song. Not bad at all. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Gravel with Stone Yard. This was a request from Mr. K. Okay, I thought about it. I did think about it. I tried to take everything into account here, and I have a score, and the score may require a little explanation, but I don't think it's going to require a whole lot. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that a 7.0. Yep, 7.0. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, I dug the song. I did dig the song. It's not a bad song, not by any stretch. I would never go as far as to say this song is great. I would never go as far as to say the song is amazing. I would never go as far as to say the song is impressive, but it is a really good song. It's got a lot going for it. The guitar and bass, really nice job on both parts. I suspect they have one guitar player. I suspect they do. Probably one guitar and one bass. I could be wrong. It could be two guitars, but it sounded like one. I didn't hear the layering of the guitar like you normally hear when you have two guitars. They sounded good. Their tone was great. I could actually hear the bass in the mix, which was really nice. It was not like totally up front in the mix, but it was up there. Like I didn't have to go looking at all for it. I found it right away. That was really nice. Vocally, I think this is probably the strongest part of the song, if I'm being honest with you. The vocalist has a vocal style for this song that fit the song like a glove. Absolutely fit it like a glove. I was getting kind of a hybrid feel between like Kurt Cobain and Lane Staley. It was like a combination of both. It had like the clean sustain and the strong sustain of notes that like Lane Staley was able to do, but at the same time it had the fall offs and it had the little bit of a rasp to it, just ever so slightly rasp to it, like Kurt Cobain, especially when he would go into the lower notes. It sounded like a cross between the two. Very, very nice voice for this style of song. This kind of, I don't want to say doom and gloom. I don't want to say sludgy type of a feel to it, but the song did almost have a little bit of like a Soundgarden quality to it, which was interesting. Like a cross between like Alice in Chains and Soundgarden. I was getting serious Alice in Chains vibes. I was from this entire song. But they had nothing to do with Alice in Chains. So I went and I looked. I was like, is this like Alice in Chains before they became Alice in Chains? Is this like, you know, the first, you know, incarnation? And no, it wasn't. It had nothing to do with them. My only gripe about the song, in all honesty, and it is kind of a big deal, but it's not like a huge deal. The drumming just felt inconsistent. Like I said, about 75 to 80% of the song, the drums were right on. They were right on. The kick was right on. Snare was right on. Hi-hat was right on. Crash was right on. Everything was right on about 75 to 80% of the time. But there was also that 20 to 25% of the time where, and I'm still not sure, it felt to me, now this is just me, it felt to me like it was the kick. It felt like the kick was dragging. Just ever so slightly. And we're not talking about a huge thing. We're talking about, seriously, just a hair or two behind. And it felt a little off. Now, that could very easily be confused for what was happening in the snare. With the snare, maybe, possibly the snare was rushing. I'm not 100% sure. I'm like 70% sure it was the kick. That's what my gut's telling me. but it might be the snare rushing instead. So I'm not sure which one it is, but I do know at times the drumming felt just ever so slightly off. Now, did that affect the score? It did, but it didn't affect the score as much as people might think. It's not like I took a whole point off or anything like that. I literally took like 0.2, like 0.2 of a point off for it. There is a possibility. There's three possibilities. Possibility number one, the drummer chest is not super tight. You know, the drummer is young, not fully proficient on the kit yet. Hasn't really gotten the feel of, you know, playing on the beat, like being right there and not anticipating, but being ready to hit right on the downbeat. You know what I mean? That's a possibility. Possibility number two, they're doing it on purpose. Now, I know that sounds ludicrous, but there have been bands in the past who have done things on this channel that have sounded off and have sounded, you know, kind of like, but it was done on purpose for the reason and for the purpose of getting that effect of, So that made it memorable. Now, is that a possibility? Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. Third possibility, and I really hope this is not the case. Third possibility is this. They laid down the guitar and bass parts first, and then had the drummer come in and record his parts. So the drummer had to create and play around and play to the guitar and bass, rather than what most bands do, have the guitar and bass follow the drummer and have the drummer lay down his parts first. You know, I'm not 100% sold on that. I mean, it is possible. I know there have been bands that have done that in the past, and it is a possibility, but I really hope I'm wrong about that one. But it does sound like it could be a possibility. I'm not sure which one it is. It's got to be one of those three. But it was noticeable. Now, it wasn't huge. Let me sum it up for you like this. It wasn't White Stripes bad, okay? It wasn't Meg bad.
I understood that reference.
But I mean, it was noticeable. It did catch my attention. It made me go, you know. But at least it wasn't like I'm ready to throw things at the screen kind of bad. No, that was, oh geez, I don't even like to think about it. But no, this was not terrible. It was not bad at all, not by any stretch. It was actually a really good song. I actually dug the song, even with the drumming. So no, I enjoyed the song. I thought it was a really well done job. And I feel good with that 7.0, so that's where we're going to stay. So, 7.0, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.